People have asked me, what do you mean by duality and non-duality? I don't really understand it. And this is usually people who've been brought up in a Christian background. Well, that's not surprising because Christianity doesn't really teach duality. And the reason Christianity doesn't teach duality is because it is all based on story. The whole thing exists. Christian belief exists on story, which is dualistic. So it couldn't function outside of story. But I don't think that that's true of Jesus. I don't think that's true of Jesus' wisdom and his teaching. I think he was a non-dualist teacher trying to teach non-duality, but the people didn't get it. So as a concession to where they were, he would give them story. And then his teachings about the I amness of experience became lost in a story that the Christians have told about him. The world of form, as we see it, this 3D reality, is a filter of the body. It's through the eyes, looking out that way, and see everything as shapes and objects that are separate to where I think I am. So if I were to ask you where you think you are, where is it located, you'd probably sort of say somehow behind the eyes. And so you're looking out of the eyes to this world that seems to be out there. Okay, non-duality says that that's an illusion, really, that's a projection. This is just a version of reality that is through the filter of the body. So let's imagine we take those glasses off, and when we take those glasses off, you might even just naturally close your eyes as I did then. As we take those glasses off, everything collapses. That whole sort of projected world, that simulation, if you want to call it that, collapses, and all you have is this ocean of light, this ocean of light. I mean, you might say, well, it's not, it's black behind my eyes, but just imagine there is this ocean of light. And so you could say, well, there's nothing there. And yet there is still something there. There is the I. The I hasn't disappeared. The sense of me being here, being aware, the I amness of experience, in a way, of awareness is still there, of beingness rather. But there's nothing much to experience because it's just an open ocean of light. And yet within that ocean of light, because there's nothing to compare, there's no sort of duality, there's no comparison to anyone else, there's nothing to do, nothing to be, nothing to have to prove oneself, there's nothing to attain, there's nowhere to, there's no story to have to inhabit and play out. Everything is complete. Right? There's no sort of what's the word? There's no resistance, no conflict of anything, no drama. So we could say, well, that's boring. There's nothing happening. So hence why we want to come back into the world of duality, because it's exciting. There are things happening. And yet while we're in the world of duality, the world of being a person and having a life and having an experience and having a job and having relationships and having dramas happen, sometimes exciting ones, sometimes tragic ones, we spend a lot of the time grumbling about it. We want to be free of it. We're on a roller coaster of emotion, and so we think, I just want this all to stop, and I want to be able to get off. And we can get off because we can close our eyes. We can go back to that ocean of light because it's always there. Because the I doesn't change. It's just experiencing different things. The I is a constant. The I amness of awareness is a constant. So the direct path is waking up to knowing that the I amness of awareness is just effortless. It doesn't have anything to prove. It's not really invested in the story. It's just experiencing the story. And the story of me and the story of you, it's just arising in consciousness. It all just seems to be separate, but in reality it's not separate. And I think that this is what this is about. This here is about knowing that the light is just where you are. It's not about arriving anywhere. It's not about achieving anything. It's not about being anything other than you already are.